Endelea kutazama Capuchin TV. Kitambulisho Katoliki.
Hello and welcome to Catholic Focus. I'm Maureen Kimani, and joining me today is a sign language interpreter, Charity Ngema. Thank you for joining as we bring you the stories making headlines today. As the Catholic Church continues to mourn the brutal killing of Father Alois Bett, new developments have emerged after police arrested a key suspect linked to a murder in Totelgeo, Marakwet County. Authorities have identified the suspect as a person of interest in the investigations into Father Bett's killing last year, raising fresh hopes for the progress in the case. Take a listen.
We managed to arrest one suspect by the name Meshach Kilimo, alias Kabor. It is unfortunate that this one guy is also part of the reformed bandits that we have managed to tame. But of course, you know, a human being has got different traits and characters. As to him, he had not all that changed. But we used our wits and managed to arrest the fellow yesterday. As we are talking today, he's supposed to be arraigned before 10 law courts by our DCI department, and we shall prosecute the case accordingly, according to the witnesses and the evidences that we have so gathered. The case of the late Father Alois is within the DCI. The DCI opened a case and is still very active. Now that the suspect has been apprehended and presented before the magistrate, I believe all avenues will be opened, and if at all the evidences that have been adduced and collected and placed in the active case of the late father will connect to him, then I think it is a case that is going to come up very soon.
Moving on, concerns of rising cases of student unrest in schools have prompted leaders in Kakamega County to call for discipline, dialogue and collective responsibility in nurturing learners. The appeal was made during the commissioning of a new classroom block and the issuance of bursaries to students in Lumarambi constituency. Our reporter David Bekesa has more details.
Eshisiru Primary School during the commissioning of an 8-classroom story building and distribution of 65 million in bursaries to students across the constituency. Kakamega Central Sub-County Deputy County Commissioner Titus Murray cautioned learners against engaging in an unrest and indiscipline that have been reported in various parts of the country.
Tafadhali watoto wetu, unaona pesa kama hii yenye imetumika hapa ni mamilioni kadhaa. Alafu tu unapata watoto wengine wenye wako na tabia mbaya na nia mbaya. Mtu anakuja anachoma shule kama hii. Hiyo ni ungwana kweli? Hiyo ni ungwana?
Murray urged students to embrace dialogue and make use of established channels, including school administrations and government authorities, whenever they face challenges.
So na wasi watoto wetu, hata sisi tulienda shule, na kama kulikuwa na njia ya kutatua, kulikuwa na matatizo yoyote na shule, kuna njia ya kuongea na una engage administration kupitia ile structures yenye iko. Msichome mashule,
He also called on parents, religious leaders, and the wider community to work together in instilling strong moral values among young people, while encouraging learners to remain focused on their education.
Hapa katika hii sub-county ya Kakamega Central, juzi Kakamega High School, tumepata shule watoto wameenda preps. Sijui ni nani ndiye amepitia hapo saa 1:30. Mtu ameenda machoma domo ya watoto wa grade 10. Sasa hiyo ni watoto kama 46. Na ujue wazazi wameng'ang'ana kupeleka huyo mtoto shule. Hivi majuzi tu grade 10 wameingia shule. Sasa vitu zao zote zimechomeka. Jamieni, please, wacha to instill spirituality kwa watoto wetu. Pia waogope, wajue kuna Mungu. Unajua ni kama watu wamesahau kwamba kwa hii dunia utaishi, lakini bado kuna mbinguni. Na itafika siku kila mtu atabeba msalaba wake. Ukweli ama hapana? Siku hiyo ikifi? Yes. So tuogope Mungu. Hata unaweza fanya kitu mchana, usiku unafikiria uonekane, lakini ipo siku utapatikana tu.
Meanwhile, Lurambi Member of Parliament, Bishop Titus Hamala, challenged school leaders and management boards to improve conditions in boarding schools by ensuring that learning institutions provide a safe, conducive, and supportive environment for students to thrive academically and socially.
But with the CBC, imetoa hiyo maneno. We are no longer looking for S. We are looking at your talent. We are looking at your skill. We are looking, kama wesi pata A, we can get you as a mason. Okay, because hawa walimu wamekaa, wamehitimu kama wale wako Kakamega High. They are the same teachers. Watoto wanaishi kwa hali duni in boarding schools. They are sleeping in corridors. They are sleeping in dining halls. For what?
Reporting for Catholic Focus, I'm David Wekesa.
Fear is growing among residents of Githumo in Kandara Sub-County, Murang'a County, following a reported surge in sexual offences targeting elderly people. Locals say the incidents have been linked to rising drug and substance abuse among some youth, with victims often suffering in silence due to stigma, trauma and fear of retaliation. And as Susan Bulemi reports, community members and activists are now calling for urgent action to address the rising cases and protect vulnerable seniors.
During an awareness event organized by Uhai Kenya NGO, elderly residents reported that some victims have also been threatened to prevent them from reporting cases to authorities, while justice remains slow despite repeated complaints.
Hapo kwa hiyo vijana wanakamata wengine kwa nguvu, especially kama unatoka kwa mbaa. Unataimiwa saa ile unatoka ukiwa mlevi, ukitoka nje, ukitoka kama futi 20 hivi unapigwa, unaanguka, alafu unafurutwa kwa nyasi. Ni kama mpanga wanakuwa naye, wanakufanyia ile kitu wanakuwa naye, alafu baadaye ukitoka hapo unakuwa na shida ya kutembea. Saa nyingine hiyo mtu mmoja na nisikia kwa fununu ati ameshikwa, alikaa na hiyo tabu yake mpaka wakati alienda kwa haja kubwa ikawa na shida, akienda haja kubwa sababu bila ametumiwa. Kwa hivyo kuna shida sana.
Kama ni mama yako na unamshika na pengine ukimshika sio ate ni kawaida tu, sio ate ni furaha iko hapo, si ni shida iko hapo. Pengine anakwambia sema uone nikikuua. Tunasikia wengi wanaua na watoto wao tu, au wengine wanatoka na huko na ija wakasika tu mtu.
Community members further allege that widows and elderly men are being specifically targeted in separate incidents, leaving many with severe physical and psychological trauma.
Sasa hii shida zao ingine haiwezi kueleweka, manake walijitubukisha katika mihadarati, na mtu akishatumia mihadarati yeye ni kama wazimu. Mama ambaye hana bwana, bwana amesha lala, akisha lala bibi si amemwacha. Umemwachia nani? Umemwachia hawa watoto yako. Watoto yako wanaweza kuendelea na hii uhalifu, na wengine wanaweza kuwa ni wakuja.
Speaking at the event, Uhai Kenya NGO Chief Executive Officer Edwin Kibe condemned the attacks and urged authorities to take swift action, calling for the establishment of elderly support centers in every sub-county to help victims report abuse safely and access care.
In the recent past, we have had issues of abuse that is being meted on older persons, especially old men and women, where they are getting sexually abused. And it is a challenge. It is something that needs to be addressed urgently, because these people, they don't have a place where they can air their grievances. They don't know the channels they can use to express their abuse, especially the sexual abuse, the emotional abuse, the psychological abuse. So we would urge the government to set up establishment where older persons can freely and comfortably express their grievances, especially when they are meted with abuse, because this has become very rampant. And this abuse, mostly it comes from the people who are living with the older persons, the caregivers, the sons and daughters of our old grandmothers and grandfathers. And if we don't raise their voice, if we don't advocate and create awareness on abuse prevention towards the older persons, we will be losing as a government. We are therefore recommending the government, the same way that we have children's office, that we have the youth office, that we have the women and gender office, can we establish an office for the older persons? And how I pray it can be cascaded to every sub-county.
He also advised elderly men to remain cautious, especially when visiting entertainment spots where they may be exposed to vulnerability.
I would advise all men to take care of themselves, to go home early. For those who are taking alcohol and getting intoxicated, please stop the use of alcohol and intoxicating substances, because once you lose your sobriety, you will not be able to defend yourself. And is it a must that you take alcohol?
Reporting for the Catholic Focus, Capuchin TV, I'm Susan Bulemi.
Such a disturbing story there, and we hope that those responsible will be held accountable and the vulnerable members in our society will be protected. Away from that, more than 1,000 families in Tarasa in Tana Delta Sub-County have benefited from emergency relief food and essential support as coordinated humanitarian efforts intensify to address the impact of recent floods affecting thousands of residents. Deborah Bahati reports.
Over 1,000 families affected by floods in Tarasa and Tana Delta Sub-County have received relief food to help them cushion from the disaster, which has impacted more than 3,000 households. In a parallel intervention, 414 women and girls affected by the floods were provided with dignity kits to support their immediate needs.
Tumeonelea kuwa tuhamie upande huu. Na tukiama huku tabu yetu ilikuwa ni maji, lakini tumepata msaada wa maji. Ilikuwa tuna shida tena ya chakula, maana kule tulikohama mimea yote imeharibika. Na hapa Taufiki nao kwa kutuonea huruma wametuletea msaada wa chakula. Na saa hii Red Cross imetuletea nayo, inasaidia, inatuletea maturubari ya kujifunika kwa shauri ya jua na mvua. Kwa hiyo tungeonelea tena hata zaidi, madamu hii imekuwa sasa ni miji miwili Marembo, lazima tuko pamoja kama cluster, hata tuhifadhiwe tena na mambo ya mabati.
The assistance was delivered through a coordinated multi-stakeholder effort targeting several affected areas including Adad, Ngumugajale, Lazima, Marembo, Bularama, Kijo, Galili and Gomesa. The operation was jointly implemented by the ward administration of Tana River County.
Ulikuwa sisi unategemea mashamba na kila kitu umetumalisia, umebeba na mafuriko. Hata mali ambayo ilikuwa sisi naenda kufanya kibarua yote hakuna. Mkoona hata tuna barabara ambao kwenda kutafuta kitu mwenyewe umetufunga. Ito na athari kubwa sisi kijiji ya Gomesa, sisi kuna shida. Hali watoto wakati hizi wameshukua na kolera, kuhara, matapika. Kwa hivyo sisi unaona hali yetu ni ngumu sababu wa hii mafuriko. Maanake kila kitu barabara hakuna. Hospitali ambayo ilikuwa nategemea mwenyewe sababu ya mafuriko hakuna. Kwa hivyo sisi ni wale ambao katika mafuriko sisi iko na shida. Vile ambao umetupatia hii chakula watu wengi ndio wanasaidika. Kwa hivyo alhamdulillah. Maana tishu mshukuru Mungu amusaidie atusaidie mbele yetu kila siku mwingine atusaidie namna hii.
Lazima the Department of Special Programs, local chiefs, Kenya Red Cross Society teams, and Tawik Muslim youth, ensuring proper targeting and transparent distribution.
Kwa niaba yao tumekuja hapa leo sehemu hizi za Tana River kutoa package za chakula zaidi ya 1000 kusaidia wale ambao waliathirika na mafuriko ya maji. Na hii ni azma kwamba tutakuwa hapa. Azma yetu ni kwamba tuweze kurudi kwa muda mfupi sana kuendelea na mpango huu, kushirikiana na Kenya Red Cross ya Kenya, na ili tupate kusaidia watu wengi. Na hii ni lengo ambalo tulikuwa nao kwa miaka mingi sasa, na tutazidi kuwahimiza donors wetu, hawa wafadhili wetu, waendelee kuwasaidia wa Kenya, na hasa kwa mpango wa kujiendeleza kilimo kwa kutumia maji haya ambayo yako kwa sasa yako kwenye mito.
To support 2,722 households with emergency shelter material. We've also supported the same population with hygiene promotion, and in the camps that have been established together with the county government, we've been able to support with 71 toilet slabs that are supporting the sanitation facilities in these camps. We continue to support with psychosocial support and some elements of integrated health together with the Ministry of Health. We continue to support daily outreaches, which for health outreaches into these camps and the neighboring communities. The flooding situation has continued to progress, whereas there's not been much rain in the county, a lot of rain in the highlands of Kenya. These waters end up coming to Garissa and later end up in Tana River and specifically Tana Delta. We still see gauges upwards of 5 meters, and we know that these waters will still end up in the farmlands and continue to displace more population. So as an organization, in collaboration with other agencies,
officials say the support is aimed at addressing urgent food insecurity and protecting needs amongst displaced and vulnerable flood-affected population, with strengthening coordination among humanitarian actors and local leadership. Reporting for Catholic Focus, Deborah Bahati.
In other news, farmers in Machakos and Siaya counties are calling for urgent government intervention to boost digital agriculture training and strengthen data protection measures as the adoption of artificial intelligence and other modern technologies continues to reshape the farming sector. Our reporter Nancy Kajuju with more details.
Farmers from Machakos and Siaya counties are calling for increased training on digital agriculture and data protection as the use of artificial intelligence and other modern technologies continues to expand in the agricultural sector. They say while these innovations are helping boost productivity, many farmers lack the skills needed to safeguard their personal information and farm data.
We have been taught about data protection. Na jinsi unaweza protect your data against fraudsters and bad people who want to misuse your data. Nimesoma sana, nimesoma vile naweza protect my data and more so protect others against being misused. All your details to people whom you don't trust. Watu pengine watageuza your data waitumie vingine to benefit themselves rather than benefiting the farmer. The county government should engage itself to train their farmers on how to protect themselves against bad people and against exploitation. Farmers should be taught and explained on safe farming technologies.
Speaking during a farmers forum in Machakos County, lawyer and researcher Barbara Ntambireki warned that rural farmers are particularly vulnerable to data misuse if they are not adequately trained on digital security.
So as you all know, artificial intelligence is driving most of the digital technologies that are being deployed on the continent. And as a result, a lot of farmer data is being siphoned from the farmers without their knowledge And therefore, one of the objectives of this meeting was to bring to light the importance of data privacy and data protection, and why farmers need to protect their data. And so we have been, talking to farmers about data protection. We've been talking to farmers about how they can protect their data and what data they should share. Because data is the new oil, and many farmers are not aware that their data is being used without their knowledge. And so this is why it's important for us to keep talking about this issue with the farmers, for them to be knowledgeable about what drives the digital technologies that are being deployed in Kenya.
She also cautioned that the rapid adoption of new technologies could threaten indigenous seeds and traditional farming practices that have been preserved for generations.
That's why it's important for us to come today to start to share strategies around conserving our local seeds, but also, most importantly, understanding the different technologies that are being deployed in our communities, and to understand what this means. And also, we are talking about the value of data and why farmers need to protect their data.
The meeting brought together farmers from Machakos and Siaya counties to discuss digital agriculture, data protection, and the future of sustainable farming in Kenya. Reporting for Catholic Focus, Capuchin TV, I'm Nancy Kajuju.
And that brings us to the end of Catholic Focus. Thank you for joining us and for making Capuchin TV part of your day. I'm Maureen Kimani, and the sign language interpreter has been Charity Ngima. May God bless you. Goodbye.
Keep watching Capuchin TV, your staunchly Catholic identity channel. You are watching Capuchin TV. For any complaints, comments, or compliments on our programming, you can either write to us on info@capuchintv.co.ke, or you can call us directly on 0717 424 866. Your complaint shall be addressed within 7 days. Remember to keep a copy of your communication with us. Keep watching Capuchin TV, your Catholic identity.
I was ordained in 2001 in a parish called Munyu Parish with another 3 colleagues. That is Father Moses Mwangi, Dominic Iwere, and Sisamburu. Sisamburu has rested. May God rest his soul in eternal peace.
Father Gabriel Mbale, OFM Capuchin, has dedicated himself in the service of the vineyard of the Lord. He is now celebrating 25 years of the priesthood.
I've been working in different places. I have served the Lord in different capacities, in different places in this world, in Kenya and beyond. First, after my ordination, I was posted in a place called Wajir, St. Joseph Parish in Wajir, with Father Njabedo, was the parish priest, and myself as the curate or assistant parish priest. In 2003, I was transferred in Malindi, a place called Msambaha, St. Mary's Parish, serving the Giriama people, the people of God, in that place of Watam and Gede and in Malint in general. I went to study in Gaba, in Eldoret for 1 year, where I did my higher diploma in counseling and psychology. Then after that, I was posted by my superior to St. Bridget, Sarai Boys, where I worked as a chaplain of Sarai Boys Center School, and also as the guardian or the superior of the house at St. Bridget Karioko, Nairobi. After that, I went to work. I was posted to a place called Hola in coastal region. I was told to go for my further studies in Rome, for my licentiate in Rome. That's 2009. I was posted. I went to study in Rome, University called Antonianum in Rome, where I got a master's in spiritual theology. I was also sent to work in Ruiru Parish for about 3 years as a local superior of our brothers, where I worked also as the third curate and also as the guardian of the house with Father Shumila as my parish priest. I also went to work. I was posted to Kericho, where I worked as a chaplain of Kabianga University and also the parish priest of Kabianga Parish for another 3 years. I was transferred again to Padre Pio House of the students, where I am now working currently as the guardian of the house. And at this juncture, whereby I celebrate 25 years of my priesthood, I would like to welcome all. I will be having Thanksgiving Mass on 28 June at St. Francis Catholic Church in Ruiru, where I invite all of you also to celebrate with me, and also Mass that we shall be having at home, Dalani Matu Parish, on 4th July, where I invite every one of you to come and give thanks to God together with me, this great event, this great feast of serving the Lord for 25 years.
This event will be aired live on Capuchin TV and all our social media platforms.
So I thank God for having allowed me to serve Him for 25 years. And I also ask for blessings, more blessings, to continue to serve Him even more and more.
We congratulate Father Gabriel Mbale for the great work he has done in the vineyard of the Lord. Keep watching Capuchin TV, your staunchly Catholic identity channel.
What